Have you ever stood in a room full of people, even those who love you, and felt a loneliness so profound it seems to echo in the very chambers of your soul? It's a peculiar kind of ache, isn't it? Especially when you carry within you the memory or the promise of a connection so intense, so spiritually seismic, that it's supposed to be the answer to everything. So how can you feel so utterly, devastatingly alone if you've actually found your twin flame? It feels like the universe's most cruel practical joke. You've been given a taste of divine nectar, only to have the cup pulled away, leaving you with a thirst that nothing in the ordinary world seems to quench. This isn't the simple loneliness of a quiet Saturday night. This is a cosmic loneliness, a feeling that you've been spiritually relocated to a new frequency, and everyone else is still broadcasting on the old familiar channel. But what if this crushing isolation isn't a sign you've lost the path, but rather the most sacred and misunderstood part of the journey itself? What if this hollow in your chest isn't an empty space, but a crucible? The truth is, this loneliness is not your enemy. It is the silent, powerful workshop where your soul is being stripped down to its essential, magnificent core, forced to build a foundation so strong that when union finally comes, it won't be a rescue, but a celebration. You wake up one morning and the world sounds different. It's not that the birds have stopped singing or that your friends have stopped talking. It's that the sound of everything has changed. It's as if your entire life you were listening to a familiar, comforting AM radio station, full of static but predictable in its programming. Then your twin flame connection happened. It wasn't just a meeting of hearts. It was a cosmic hand reaching out and twisting the dial, click, to a pristine, crystal clear FM frequency you never knew existed. And now, you can't go back. You simply can't. That's the consciousness gap, my dear. It's not that the old station is bad. The songs it plays are still the hits of your past. The worries about what to wear to the party, the pleasantries about the weather, the solid, dependable plans for a future that looks just like the present. But to your newly attuned ears, it's all just noise. It's a language you used to speak fluently, but now only remember in fragments. You try to hum along, you really do. You go to the coffee shop, you sit with your friends, you nod at the right moments, but inside, you are screaming. The conversation is about interest rates and the latest celebrity scandal, and all you can think about is the nature of divine masculine and feminine energy, the karmic lessons of your childhood, the feeling of a love that feels less like an emotion and more like a fundamental law of physics. This, right here, is the core of your loneliness. It's not the absence of a person, it's the absence of a resonant reality. Think of yourself as the first person in your village to learn a new, beautiful, and complex language. You are brimming with poetry, with epic tales, with philosophical concepts that this new language unlocks. But when you return to your village, no one understands you. They are still speaking in simple, practical terms about hunting and gathering. You try to translate your soul's epic, but it comes out as clumsy, awkward phrases that make people tilt their heads in confusion, or worse, concern. You've changed, they say, and they are right. You have. You've been spiritually abducted and returned with a souvenir you can't show anyone, a new operating system for your soul. This is the great cosmic joke, the divine irony of the twin flame path. You are given this connection, this promise of ultimate companionship, and its first gift is to make you feel more isolated than you have ever felt in your entire life. It's like being given a ticket to the most breathtaking art gallery in the universe, but the entrance is a one-way door that locks behind you. You stand in awe before the masterpieces of your own soul, but you are alone in the gallery. The chatter from the street outside, the street that was your entire world, is now muffled and distant. So what do you do in this beautiful empty gallery? You stop desperately pressing your ear to the door, trying to hear the old familiar noise. You turn around, you take a deep breath, and you begin to explore the exhibits. You start to learn the language of your own solitude. This is where the real work begins, not in begging the old world to understand you, but in building a new one within yourself, a world so vibrant and true that it will eventually, inevitably, begin to attract its own resonant frequency. It is in this sacred silence, this seemingly empty space between the old song and the new one, that you are being completely rewired. And the most profound part? This recalibration of your entire being is what prepares you for the next great mystery of this journey, the one where you discover that the love you've been seeking externally was, all along, the very power source you are being forced to build within. Stay with me, because that's where the true magic begins. Let's talk about the silence, not the comfortable, cozy quiet of a Sunday morning. I mean the other one, the kind that descends after the connection has gone quiet, the kind that feels less like peace and more like a void. It's the silence where the psychic phone line that once buzzed with that unmistakable, dizzying frequency has gone dead, static. You pick up the receiver over and over, and all you get is the hollow sound of your own breathing. It's terrifying. You call this loneliness. I call it the universe's most intense and loving intervention. Think of it this way: that connection, that beautiful, overwhelming energy you shared, was like a monumental, endless power grid. It lit up your entire inner world. It was glorious, wasn't it? But here's the cosmic catch. If you're forever plugged into that grid, you will never learn to build your own power plant. You'll remain a tenant in a building where someone else controls the main switch. And a twin flame union was never meant to be a tenancy. It is a merger of two fully sovereign, fully powered nations. So what does the divine do? With infinite, tough love, it throws the main switch. Not to punish you, but to force your hand. This feeling of loneliness, this aching void, is the sacred container where your spiritual sovereignty is forged. It is the ultimate spiritual boot camp. In this profound silence, you are being pushed, prodded, and compelled to dig your own well, to lay your own foundations, to learn with trembling hands and a weary heart how to generate your own light, your own warmth, your own validation. Before, you might have thought, I need his love to feel complete. Now, in this silence, the universe is asking you the most critical question you will ever answer. What if you don't? What if you don't need that external validation to feel whole? What if the love you've been seeking from them is simply a forgotten memory of the power you already possess? This loneliness is the alchemical fire that burns away the neediness, the clinging, the fragile hope that someone else can complete your soul's equation. It is the space where you stop being a seeker and become a source. It's like a master potter shaping a magnificent vase. For a moment, the potter's hands must pull away from the clay. To the clay, this must feel like abandonment. Why have you left me? I am unfinished. I am collapsing. It cannot see that the withdrawal is essential. It is in that space, without the supporting hands, that the clay must find its own structural integrity. It must hold its own shape. Only then can the hands return to apply the next, more refined layer. If the hands never let go, the vase would remain a dependent, formless lump. You are that clay, this silence, this withdrawal of the familiar, energetic hum is not abandonment. It is the master potter's hands pulling back so you can discover the strength of your own form. You are learning to hold your own shape. You are learning to be the source of your own love song, so that one day you don't need to sing for your twin. You can sing with them in a devastatingly beautiful harmony of two complete voices, not two halves, desperately trying to make a whole. You are being invited to build a throne within your own soul and to finally, unapologetically, take a seat upon it. And the wild, wonderful secret is that the moment you truly claim that sovereignty, the entire nature of the connection transforms from a desperate need into a conscious, glorious choice. And that beautiful soul is when the real conversation begins. A conversation that transcends energy and speaks the only language that truly matters in the end. So here you are. You stand in the quiet aftermath of all this understanding, this unraveling of the great mystery of your own loneliness. And perhaps you're waiting for the grand finale, the cosmic reveal that shows you the finish line, the moment the loneliness evaporates like morning mist under a blazing sun. But what if I told you the destination isn't a place you arrive at, but a frequency you become? This journey was never about finding a missing piece to plug into your heart, like a final puzzle piece that suddenly makes the picture make sense. That was the old fantasy. The beautiful, difficult, glorious truth is that you were never a puzzle with a piece missing. You are a masterpiece in a constant state of creation, and this profound sense of solitude has been the studio where the real work happens. It is the silent, sacred space where you are not being diminished by absence, but being sculpted by it. Think of a master composer. Before a single note is played, there is silence. Not an empty silence, but a pregnant, potent silence. It is filled with every possible melody, every harmony, every rhythm that could be. The composer doesn't rage against the silence. He learns to listen into it. He befriends it. He understands that the silence is not the enemy of the music, but its very source. Your loneliness is that silence. It is not the absence of the song. It is the fertile ground from which your own unique, sovereign melody is beginning to rise. You have been trying to tune your instrument to catch an external signal, a familiar song from a twin soul. But the alchemy happens when you realize the instrument itself is alive. the wood, the strings, the hollow chamber of your own being. It is all designed to resonate. The loneliness was a necessary dissonance that forced you to learn your own tuning, to pluck the strings of your own courage, to bow the strings of your own grief, to blow the breath of your own spirit into the instrument of your soul until it produces a sound so uniquely, authentically you, that it needs no external validation to be considered music. This is the secret they don't tell you in the storybooks. The twin flame doesn't complete your symphony. They are the other orchestra, playing a different but perfectly harmonious score. And you cannot truly harmonize until you have mastered your own composition. The loneliness was the demanding, yet divinely appointed, conductor forcing you to look away from the other orchestra and focus on your own sheet music. The ache you feel, it is not a sign of failure. It is the memory of a divine pressure, the imprint of the sculptor's hands, the echo of the note you're about to sing for the very first time. It is the ghost of a hollow space that is now being filled, not by another, but by the overflowing, surprising abundance of your own spirit. You are not waiting to be found. You are learning to be, profoundly, unshakably, and magnificently be. And in that state of being, a miracle occurs. The search ends, not because you have found what you were looking for, but because you have become what you were seeking. The love you ached for in another becomes the very atmosphere you inhabit. And the most fascinating part of this entire transformation, it quietly, effortlessly begins to rewrite the rules of the connection itself, pulling it from the realm of painful fantasy into a reality more grounded and magical than you ever imagined. But that is a new story for a new you.